We are live. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes, just so everyone gets in. Grab your blocks, get your yoga belts. Okay, I think it's time. I think we should be ready. Right then. Hello. So my name's Louise. For those that don't know me, we're going to be doing a flow session this evening. So inspired by my Wednesday night, Wednesday Warriors. So for all of you out there, hello, hello, hello. So yeah, inspired by them. So we're going to keep you moving, and we'll kind of really get a bit of a sweat on as well tonight. So you're going to need your blocks and your belt. If you've got a yoga belt, if you haven't, grab the dressing gown cord or something like that, or just a normal belt, you can maybe use that as well. Needs to be quite a long one though, really. So so maybe just the dressing gown cord might be better if you haven't got a yoga belt. So yeah, and if you've got a mat, get it rolled out, and then we're ready to roll. So if you want to bring yourselves down, just down to sitting to begin with. So just so we can get ourselves centered and we can just see how we're actually feeling. So if you sit yourselves up on a block, and if you bring one heel in towards the body, the other one straight out in front. So it just creates a little bit more of a stable base. So we can kind of wriggle out a little bit and then make sure that you feel okay and ready, just settled. Okay. So just taking this time now just to be able to tune in just to how you actually feel. Maybe the first time today that you sat down, like strange times kind of in lockdown. Some people are working, some people are not working, and some people have just got kids around them all day and things like that. So just to be able to tune in and just spend this time now just solely for yourself. Hopefully the kids are back there somewhere if there is any that are in the room. Okay, so just sitting, closing your eyes. Just allow yourself just to tune in. And first of all, maybe just notice how you're sat. Do you feel as if you're slumped over, you're sat bolt upright? Just noticing, just being aware. So anything physical to begin with. So just dealing with our form. So maybe any little bits of discomfort that we feel just from sitting down. And then we can take that to the formless. So for how we're feeling inside. Just pay attention onto the breathing. Notice whether the breathing is smooth or whether we feel it might be slightly choppy. It may be laboured. Maybe flowing nice and freely, but just notice, just be aware. So when we're able to just tune in just to the breathing and settle on the breath, we can become more in our mind. So more of a formless. And then in that case, we can be however we want to be. So we can just choose maybe just to be quite happy, content, just at this moment in time. And then bringing the hands together in the Anjali Mudra. So the hands are coming into Namaste at the heart center. So just with the fingertips and the heel of the hand just lightly touching. Think about what it is that's brought you to your mat this evening. What it is you're after in your practice. Headspace, working towards something. And then from that, set your intention for your practice. If you're unsure, just to have an open mind and just to be all accepting of what comes up and just appreciate how you are right now. And then bring the thumbs up to the space just between the eyes. Just to reaffirm your intention. And then taking the hands up over the crown. So your intention is then out there. And then draw the hands back down again towards the heart center. And releasing the hands down to the knees. And just softly blink the eyes open. So just begin by just tilting the pelvis forwards and back. So just a little rock forward and a little rock back. Keep the chest fairly still, just to begin with. So again, it's just the pelvis, just rocking back, rocking forward, rocking back, rocking forward. So we can think of the pelvis similar to a fruit bowl. So when we come into a neutral position, then the fruit bowl is just in neutral and all the fruit is inside. So we need to bear that in mind when we're working to our practice. To keep our fruit bowl, when we're upright, fairly straight. So at the moment, tipping forward, tipping back. When that starts to move freely, then start to bring in the rest of the spine. So we're easing the chest forward and then back. And then forward and back. And make sure that it is the spine which is working rather than you're pulling yourself through and muscling through with the shoulders. Now I'm going to keep the shoulders fairly soft, fairly relaxed. I'm going to start just to move the arms a little bit with that. So as we come forward, we're just going to take the shoulders back and let the hands kind of fall back. As we come forward, let them round. So we're moving forward and back, keeping a nice flowing action with the arms. So we can squeeze the shoulder blades together as we bring the chest forward. And then moving the hands forward as we move back. Good, and then coming back to upright. Just taking the hands out to the side, or the arms out to the side. 10, so there's one palm facing up and one down. And then working them so we're twisting one down and one. We feel that then across our shoulder blades. Starting to work into all those little bits right in between the shoulder blades. And just a couple more times. Really feel as if we can spin out to the sides. That's it. And then bringing the hands back down. Just give the shoulders a little bit of a roll out. Okay, and then we'll work into just loosening up a little bit more on the spine. So bringing your right hand down, left palm facing up. Bring the arm up and over the head. And then bringing it back up again. So left hand down, right arm comes up and over, and then bring it back up. Keep it more into a flowing action now. So going over as soon as you've gone to what you feel is your maximum, bring it back, going over to the other side. So we're easing over and then coming back. Easing over and then coming back. So keep going, just a couple more times. Keep a nice flowing action so we start to really warm up the body. Now also, if you're familiar with the Ujjayi breathing, then bring that into your practice. It's going to help keep the body warm on the inside. It helps you keep focus in your practice. And it becomes more of a meditative practice there. Meditation in movement, or movement in meditation. Okay, and then coming back down. So it should feel a little bit more loosened off. So working into a nice little twist. So if we take the right hand back behind us and take the left hand across, press it down onto the legs, sit tall, and then turn and look back. And then turn the head back so you're looking towards me. Work a little bit more of the twist out through the belly and through the rib cage and through the chest. Then turn the head and look back. So just take a couple more breaths here. And then turning the head, looking back to the center, and bring yourself back round. Okay, ready for the other side. So one hand back behind. So taking the right hand across to the left leg, pressing it down. So we stay nice and tall, and then we turn, we twist, and we look back as you exhale. Turn the head so you're looking towards me. Make sure the twist is happening through the belly, through the rib cage, through the chest, through the shoulders, and then just turn the head and look back. And turn the head so you're facing towards me again, and then bringing the arms around. Straighten the legs out in front. So making sure that you're almost coming off that block. It's enough just to be able to kind of straighten the legs out, and it'll pull some of the flesh away just onto you, away from your bum. So you sat nice and tall. So we're going to do a twist again. So keep the legs squeezing together. Take the right hand back behind, left hand going across, press it down, sit tall, and then turn and look back. So making sure that when you are looking back, so you can turn the head back now looking forward, make sure that the feet stay pushing together. And then turn again, looking back. And then looking forward and bringing it back round. Okay, ready for the other side. So taking the left hand back behind, right hand going across, press it down. So keep the lift and then turn and look back. Turn the head so you face forward. Check your feet, make sure that they're together. Then turn again and look back. And then bringing the head back to the center and coming back round. Okay, bring the legs in. So squeeze the legs in, nice and tight, in towards your belly. And really feel that compression, the squeezing in. And then push the legs together. So drawing them together and in towards the chest. So really feel that squeezing into the belly, sucking in and up. Okay, and then release. So I'm going to bring it down just onto our backs for a moment. I want you to grab hold of one of your blocks and you're going to place that between your thighs. So once you've got it there, I want you to make sure that you're going to push. You can turn it whichever way around you feel you can kind of grab hold of it a little bit easier. So make sure that we're squeezing the legs together as much as we can. Feet are pushing out to a little bit more of a right angle. Hands are just going to come behind the head to begin with. Flatten the back out to the floor and then squeeze the legs as much as we can. Lift up and then straighten out with the arms. So we're just squeezing in, keep hold, keep hold, keep hold. Keep squeezing the legs together. Work the fingers as if they're trying to reach towards the feet. Lift yourself up a little bit higher, little bit higher, little bit higher. Keep squeezing the legs, squeezing the legs, squeezing the legs. Squeeze, 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 and release. Whew. So hopefully we'll be able to feel that a little bit in the belly. Okay, right, so you're going to grab hold of your blocks, place them back behind you, so you have your 2 blocks there. So make sure that they're near enough. We're going to go back, just touching onto the blocks, and then springing ourselves back up again. So we're going to point the toes and have the hands straight out in front, and we're going to be doing our James Bond mudra. So the hands are, interlock the fingers, stretch out through your index finger. Stretch the arms straight out in front. Slowly start to roll down. So we come down, we're just touching towards the block, and then we're coming back up again. So we're going to do 2 more. So rolling down, just touch that block, we're not resting on it, just touch, and then pull back up again. And then once more, so we roll down towards the block, just get it, and then back up again. Okay, take the block a little bit further away. Hands straight out in front again, so stretching away, and keep the legs pinned down. Slowly start to roll back, just touch to the block, feel that in the belly, holding, 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 squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in, hold, 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 3, 2, 1, and back up again. Okay, and then rest the hands down. So we're going to go back into that one again. So arms straight out in front. Okay, so squeeze the belly already before we even get started. Point away with the toes. Keep stretching with the arms. We're curling out as much as we can. We come back. We just touch onto the block. So just a light touch, not resting onto it. Squeeze your belly, squeeze your belly, squeeze your belly. Keep lifting the chest. Squeeze your belly, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. And back up again. Okay, and bringing the arms down. Well done. So if we just move those blocks out of the way for a moment, and you're going to grab yourself your belt. Hopefully we've all got a belt with a little loop on the end. So if it's your dressing gown cord, just put a knot in it. So we're going to be working, first of all, I'm going to shuffle over a little bit so I'm still in that shot. So we're going to be working onto your right leg. So I want you to lay yourselves down and then place your belt around the ball of the foot. Okay, so left leg is straight, keeping that right leg up in the air. Try and keep it as straight as we can. Now holding onto it just with your right arm. Keep it so your thumb is in line with your toes. If it's turning in, you're going to be turning in and rolling in on the shoulder. So just keep it nice, a nice straight line all the way up, thumb through to the toes. So holding there. Now feel as if the leg is going to push away, but we're trying to pull in. That way we're going to get a little bit more opening on the back of the knee. Now the left hand can just rest just onto right at the top of the left thigh. So hold in there, just one more breath. And then we're turning that leg out. So make sure the whole of the leg turns. So rotating out, and then exhale as we bring the leg out to the side. So just let it go as far over as feels comfortable to go. Keeping the arms straight. So ideally we'll be working, if you flexible enough, you can go take the leg out to the side and not have the belt there at all, holding on to the big toe. You've got to make sure that we're keeping that leg straight. Okay, so from here, keep this left side pinned down and then come all the way back up again. So once we're back up, just change hands. Take your right arm out to the side, let the leg fall over. So going right over onto that left-hand side. So we're still pushing away through this left leg, and that right leg is stretching over. So we're getting a nice twist, Nice abdominal twist and also a good stretch out across near the ribs and into the top part of your chest, into your pectoral muscles. Okay, so just holding, just maybe one more breath there. And then again, coming all the way back up. Okay, once we're back up, just have a little pull in, see if we can bring that leg in a little bit more. And then keep the belt quite taut as you bring it all the way down. So right down to the floor. Okay, you can give the legs a little bit of a shake. And then we need to swap the belt over to the left leg. Okay, so just getting the legs all nicely prepped and warmed up, nice and stretchy. So we've got our right leg stretching away, we've got the left leg up in the air, we're holding on. So again, that line of the thumb just heading straight through to the toes, not rolling in. So we're keeping that leg there, opening up in the back of the knee, and my right hand can stay onto my thigh. Now I'm going to turn, so once we've been there, we're going to turn that leg out and then start to take that leg out to the side. So we're slowly going over, nice and slow and controlled, taking that leg out. Take it out as far as comfortably goes out to the side, keeping that anchor down through your right leg. Okay, so once we're there, we're just going to take a couple of breaths here. And then we can bring it back up again. Remember, if you need kind of a little bit of help to get up, an in-breath is going to give you that, it's going to give you the oomph. Otherwise, if you can be calm and relaxed, then make the movements on an exhalation. We swap over. So my left arm is going out to the side, keeping my right leg nice and straight and taking that leg right over to the side. So we're again working into a nice twist through the waist, through the rib cage, the chest, right up into these pectoral muscles. Again, we can just take a couple of breaths or so here. And then back up again. So coming all the way up. And then once we're up there, we can just pull onto the belt and a little bit more stretchy now in that leg. And then keep the belt taut as you bring it all the way down to the floor. Okay, once I'm down, I can just shuffle over a little bit back onto my mat again. So we can just remove the belt. Get that out of the way for a moment. Okay, and down onto the floor. So just bring your legs into a crook knee position. Take your feet out about hip distance apart. So toes want to be pointing straight ahead, your knees pointing straight ahead, arms just down by your side, but the arms are going to be passive. So we're just going to press down through the feet, slowly start to raise the hips. As soon as you get to what you feel is your maximum height, rolling back down again. And then again, rolling up. So we're just going to keep this moving, slowly rolling up, slowly rolling down. If there's any pain at all in the knees, then don't come up as high. Or you can just turn the toes out slightly and turn the knees out just in the same direction as the toes. Okay, now we can start to bring the arms in with this now. So we're going to, next time we go up, we're taking the arms up over the head and reaching back. And then bringing the arms back down by your sides. Again, push and lift up, arms going back over the head, and then coming back down. And then again, inhale, taking the arms up, and exhaling, coming back down. And then the last one, so we're inhaling, taking the arms up over the head, and exhaling as we come back down again. Let the legs just windscreen wipe up over from side to side. And then we come back to the center, draw the knees into the chest, rolling over to your right side, and then turning over just onto your hands and knees. So big toes are together, taking the knees out nice and wide, bottom back towards the heels. Stay looking straight ahead. Take a little wiggle out from side to side so we feel the loosening off through the sides of the body. And then stretching the arms forward and placing the forehead down onto the floor. Take a breath. Okay, after the exhalation, bring yourself up onto hands and knees. Bring your knees into alignment so they're underneath your hips. Wrists are underneath your shoulders. Now bring the chin and the chest down towards the floor. Slide through, take a little lift, and then back down again. Okay, slide the hands forward, just level with your face, and again, lifting up and moving back down again. So we're going to work a couple more of these. So slowly coming up and slowly back down. And again, slowly up and back down. So we're just keeping going. We're just starting to warm up a little bit more just in the spine. Make sure that the legs are stretching back. Make sure there's no pinching at all in the lower back. So working by lifting the chest up. Don't have to take the head up too high. Make sure that the shoulders are staying down. So we're not hunching them up round near the ears. Now I'm just going to have one more of these. So lifting up and then turn. Look over to the right side. And then back to the centre. Over to the left. Back to the centre. Come all the way down. Okay, bring your hands back so they're more in line with your rib cage. Tuck your toes under. And then push yourself up. Coming all the way up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out a little bit with the feet. So making sure that we're pushing strongly through the fingers to take the weight back. And all that clicking that you can hear. My toes and the big clunking will be my ankles soon. Okay, now start to walk your feet in towards the hands. So little baby steps coming up. And just keep the knees fairly just bent and soft at the moment and slowly roll and come up to standing. So taking the shoulders back and get our setup ready for our first of our vinyasas. So bringing the hands together. Again, think about your intention, about the reason why you came to your mat this evening. And then opening the eyes. Bringing the hands down. Inhale as you take the arms up over the head. Now we're changing the setup. So from the hands being up, then we're going to open up to the right hand side. Turning and twisting, looking back at that hand behind. Inhale as we come back up again. And then exhale, going over to the left side. Inhale, coming back up. And then again, going over to the right. So we're turning, looking back at that hand. Bring it back up again, and then over to the left. Inhale, back up. Once more to the right. Inhale, back up. And once more to the left. Inhale, back up. And this time just draw the hands back down towards the heart center. Release the hands down. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Exhale, go wide, and then coming down to the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to get the hands down. Come up to halfway, so lengthen forward. And then back down again. So walk the feet back into your plank position. From here, knees down, chin and chest. Slide through and little lift. And then bring it back down again. So we're going to lift up, just lifting, pushing into the right side, looking back over that right shoulder, and then back down, then to the left. So we inhale to lift, exhale as we come back down. Inhale, lifting up through the center, looking forward, and then exhale back down. Push back to the knees, tuck the toes, and then lifting up. Just pedal out a little bit with the feet. So just to get the again into the backs of the legs, so we feel that there's a little bit more movement there. Now from there, just stepping the feet forward. So nothing too heavy, nothing too crazy, just stepping in. Take the arms wide, inhale, come all the way back up and drawing the hands down. Okay, drop the hands down, inhale, taking the arms up. Again, we're going to open up. So we exhale, going over to the right side. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, going over to the left side. Inhale, coming back up. And then draw the hands down towards the heart center. Drop the hands down. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Exhale, go wide, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhale up to halfway, pushing into the shins, lengthen forward, drawing the heart center forward, and then back down. Step the legs back. So again, we're back into our plank position. Come down if we can into Chaturanga, but all the way down to the floor. Press down into the right side, look back over the shoulder, and then back down. Inhale, lifting up to the left, and exhale, back down. Inhale, lifting up through the center, and then back down. Then if we can, tuck the toes, come up by pushing up all the way back up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So just take a little pedal out again with the feet here. Just keeping the legs nice and stretchy. And just tuning into the breath. If you can hear that clicking, it is my toes. Okay. Yeah, and then just sink those heels back. Now taking the right leg up in the air. We're just going to squeeze that leg in towards the chest and bring the weight of the shoulders over the wrists, but bring the head in towards the knee. And then stretching that leg back. Placing that foot down and then straight onto the side. So we lift that left leg and then we're squeezing it in. As we squeeze in, we take the weight of the shoulders over the wrists and we bring the head in and then we stretch that leg back and placing that foot down. Okay, again, then step or jump to come to the top edge of your mat. Stepping in, arms wide, inhale, come all the way up and drawing the hands in. Okay, how are we doing? Are we okay? We carry on. Okay, so dropping the hands down. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Again, we open up. So we exhale as we turn to the right side. We inhale as we come back up. We exhale as we go to the left side. Inhale as we come back up and drawing the hands back in. Drop the hands down. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Exhale, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come up to halfway. And exhale as we go back down. Now we're just going to take hold of our right ankle. So holding on with the left hand. So just holding it either kind of like shin or ankle. Bend our left leg and we can just press down just into the floor with the right hand and turn and just look a little bit more toward, just as if we're looking towards that right hand side. Now, if you feel okay with it, we can start to lift the arm. Taking a nice smooth breath. And slowly start to bring that back down. Okay, so both hands down on the floor, straighten out with the legs. Then we're just going to take that right hand across and holding on to the left leg. So we can take a little bend into the right leg. And then we can start to turn. So we're looking over the left shoulder. If you feel okay with it, we can start to raise that left arm. Okay, and then after the next exhalation, just slowly start to bring it back down again. We straighten out with the legs, moving the heart center forward and then back down. So take your right leg, nice big stride back. Take the left leg back. So we're into our plank. Come down into Chaturanga on knees, chin and chest. Come all the way down to the floor. Again, press into the right and turn and look back. And then exhale as we come back down. Press into the left as we come up and exhaling back down. So we inhale, come up through the center, up maybe a little bit high this time, and then back down again. So pressing down, so come up through more of a press up and back into Ardha Mukha. So once we're here again, just pedal out with the feet a little bit and just start to bring your feet a little bit closer in towards the hands. So shortening out in that distance. Okay, so keep pressing with the hands, keep working the heels back. Really feel that lengthening out through the back of the body. Now I'm going to bring that left hand again to the outside of the right leg. So on the lower part of the leg, and then turn, look up underneath the arm. Now those that are really good with balance, if you want to give it a go, you can start to lift up a little bit with your left leg. So be no point in looking at me, I will be doing this one. Okay, but for those that can and are good with your balance, try lifting that leg. Okay, and then slowly bring it down if you were lifting the leg. And then release the hand down. Okay, onto the other side. So we're going to take hold, grab hold of the outside of the left leg. We turn and we look up underneath that left arm. So again, if you're going for it here, if you feel okay with it, you're going to start to lift up with that right leg. If you feel you've got your balance. And then slowly bring it down. Good. And then placing the hand down. Okay, take your feet back a little bit further. Take a really good stretch out. Now we're going to come forward onto the toes and then down onto the knees. We're going to pivot round on that left leg so it goes out to the side. Roll out so we have our right leg stretched out, taking the arm up over the head. And then taking the arm right over. Taking a few breaths. So really feel the stretch moving right from that back foot right through to the fingertips. And then bringing that hand back down so we can pivot back round. And we can straighten out again with the legs so we're into a plank. Then we're going to place our right knee down. Pivot it round and then straightening out. So we're lifting up, stretching the arm up over the head to begin with. And then taking it up over the head. So a nice long stretch out going right from the outer edge of that left foot. Okay, and then we bring it back down. So we pivot round, stretch back out. So we're into a plank, pull it back up into Ardha Mukha. Step your feet in just a little way. Okay, taking your right leg up in the air. Bring that leg in, so we squeeze it in towards the chest. Bring the head in towards the knee. And then straighten that leg back out again. And then we're placing that leg down onto the left leg. So we lift the leg up high. Then we squeeze it in towards the chest. And we bring the forehead in towards the knee. And then we're taking that leg back. Nice big stretch back before we place that leg down. Go back over onto the right leg. Nice big lift on that leg. And then bringing that leg forward. So right up between the hands. So more into like a runner's lunge. So we just stretch, we look forward. And then head going back down again. We're going to be taking that leg back, lifting it back up in the air. And place that foot back down. Back onto your left leg. So take that leg up nice and high. And then bringing that leg through. So up between the hands. Again, a runner's lunge. And we're bringing the heart center forward, looking forward. Good, and then taking that leg back with a lift again in the air and placing that foot down. Okay, going on to the right leg again. So we're lifting that leg. So squeeze it in towards the chest, get the weight of your shoulders coming over the wrist, and then place that foot down. Okay, so we're back into our runner's lunge. Back foot, really push it back right onto the ball of the foot and the toes. We take the arms back to begin with. We're lengthening the heart center forward and then start to raise the arms. So bringing them up nice and slow, nice and controlled. Okay, then from here, bringing the hands together. So again, back into the Anjali Mudra with the hands in Namaste. Now let the hands come down, take them back behind, big stretch back. And then taking the arms back up again. And lengthen forward as you place your hands down onto the floor. Stretch that leg back with a lift up in the air. And placing that foot down. Okay, onto the left side. So we take a lift with that leg. Nice and high, then we're squeezing in, we're coming right in with our shoulders over the wrist, and then we're placing that foot forward. Strong onto that back leg, push it back as much as we can. So we take a lift up with the arms, and then bring them back, just take them straight back. Okay, so lengthen back as much as we can. And then again, raise the arms. Okay, from here, bringing the arms forward and slowly making our way back down. Okay, straighten the leg back, take it back, lift that leg up in the air and placing that foot down. So we're going to go back over onto the right side. So we're taking that leg up, squeeze it in towards the chest, bring the leg forward, strong on the back foot, taking your arms back. Bring yourself all the way up, taking the arms up over the head. Take the arms wide, bring them back, interlock the fingers, drawing the arms back. So make sure when you're drawing back, you get the shoulders back first, then pull the arms straight. Now slowly bring it down into Humble Warrior. So we come down, just sliding down maybe on the inside of that leg. Ooh, my balance nearly went. Raise the arms up as much as you can. See if we can tip that a little bit further forward. Good. And then slowly start to bring yourself back up. Keep the arms pulling back. And then separate the hands, bring the arms up over the head. Okay, taking the arms forward. And slowly start to bring the hands down to the floor. So taking that leg back with a lift up in the air. And place that foot back down. Okay, ready onto the left side. So we lift up and then we squeeze it in. We place the foot down. So nice and strong with the legs. We take the arms straight up. Then we're taking them back, interlocking the fingers. So we're drawing back. Remember, the shoulders are back, the elbows are back, the arms are down. Then bring it forward, sliding down just slightly on the inside of that leg. When we go there, we can start to lift the arms. Whew, how are we all doing with our balance? Are we all good? Okay, it's challenging once, okay? And then to come back up again. So lift the head, draw the arms back, pulling back, separate the arms, taking the arms up over the head. And then come forward. And placing the hands down onto the floor. Stretch that leg back with a lift up in the air. And then placing that foot down. Okay, push it back. So we're into Ardha Mukha. Bring it forward into your plank. Come down into Chaturanga. Push over the toes and bring it down. So have the knees down onto the floor. Take a little bit of a rest bit into there. Okay, so keep the shoulders rolling down. Then bring it all the way down to the floor. We're going to lift up into Chaturanga push-up. So the toes are tucking in, Elbows are tucked in. Push down, lift back, pull all the way back. Edge your feet in just a little bit closer. Okay, take the right leg up in the air. And bring that leg in towards the chest. Take it forward, up between the hands. Step it in. So bend the knees, take the arms wide, inhale, come all the way up, and then draw the hands in. Take a couple of breaths. So just closing the eyes again, just think of your intention and what brought you to your mat this evening. Okay, dropping the hands down. Inhale, take the arms up over the head. We're opening up with the arms again. So exhale as you go to the right side, turning one hand back, one arm forward. Inhale, come back up to the center. Exhale, going over, so stretching that left arm back. Inhale, back up to the center. Exhale as we draw the hands back in. And let the hands drop down. Inhale, taking the arms up over the head. Exhale, draw down through the midline, all the way down to the floor. The hands come all the way down. Bend your knees now, good deep bend. That crack was my ankles that time. Take your arms up, stretching up. Now holding here. Keep the weight pushing back into the heels. Draw back if we can across the belly. Keep the chest lifted. Heart center moving forward, arms reaching up as much as we can. Good, now bring the hands together, come down through that midline, hands all the way down to the floor, straighten out with the legs. Inhale as we look forward, exhale as we come back down. Taking the legs back, so either one at a time or jump the legs back. So coming down into Chaturanga, this time keep the legs up off the floor or the knees off the floor. So we're lifting up and then roll over the toes as we pull back into Adho Mukha. Step the feet in just a little way. Take your right leg up in the air. Bring that leg in towards the chest. Bring it forward, up between the hands. So this time we're bringing that back heel down. So we're looking forward, lengthen forward. Take the arms up, all the way up. Okay, placing the hands back behind. So we interlock the fingers, drawing back, again back into a humble warrior. So we come down on the inside of that leg. Start to lift your arms up as much as we can. And then look forward, draw the arms back. We'll come all the way up. We're taking the arms up over the head. Then we're opening up to the right hand side. Woo! Okay, back up. And then to the left. This time into Virabhadrasana 2. Now I'm going to drop that backhand down. Turn to the right, palm is facing up. Bring that arm up and over the head. Bring it back out to the sides. Lengthen over. We can either bring the elbow just above the knee or you can take the hand down to the floor. Arm taking it right over the head so you're working more into a diagonal line. Then let that hand come back up to Virabhadrasana 2. Bring that arm round, so we're back to Virabhadrasana 1. Hands come down to the floor. Pivoting on the back foot. Take that leg back with a little bit of a lift in the air of that leg and then placing that foot down. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, so left leg, so taking the leg up high. Squeeze that leg in towards the chest. Good, and then placing that foot forward. Okay, so once we're there with it, we're placing that back heel down, taking the arms straight up. Take them back behind you, interlock the fingers, so we're going back down into Humble Warrior. So we're drawing the shoulders back and down. Keep pulling back, slowly start to come forward. Start to raise your arms as you come forward. Good, then lifting back up, pulling the arms back. Good, separate the hands, taking the arms up, over the head. Then we open up, so we're going round, taking that hand round the left arm back, and then inhale as we come back up again. We pivot round into Virabhadrasana 2. Placing the hand down onto that back leg, front arm palm facing up, bringing the arm over the head. So we're into reverse warrior. Then arms go out to the sides again, back to Virabhadrasana 2. Extend over, bringing that elbow down, or you can come right down to the floor if you feel that you're able to get there. And then taking the arm over the head. So just ask yourself this though, if you are going down to the floor, are you compromising your form? So you're better to be higher up and to work with better form. Okay, and then we bring it back up. We're going to pivot that back round again. So back to Virabhadrasana 1, keep edging and bumping that hip forward. And then slowly start to bring it down. Coming down to the floor, pivot round, take the leg back with a lift in the air, and then placing that foot down. Okay, so back again into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, come forward into your plank, come down into Chaturanga, push the toes away, lifting up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and then roll back over in again into Ardha Mukha. So just edge your feet in just a little way. Taking a few breaths. Okay, so look to the front edge of the mat. So we soften the knees, and then we're taking a jump, or you can step the feet forward. So looking straight forward and then back down again. Soften your knees. That was my other ankle cracking. Take the arms up over the head. Just lift up a little way, but then sit back down again into it. So keep the breathing nice and smooth. Really work it through those exhalations. Keep nice and smooth with it. And then slowly start to come up. And bringing the hands in. So again, just close the eyes here. Just take a moment. Okay, dropping the hands down. And bring the hands just straight onto the hips. Okay, so we're going to turn, you're going to turn to face me. So just whichever leg you need, it depends how you're looking at me. So you're going to have to just step one leg back to make a nice wide stride. So when we have that wide stride, we're there with it. Now toes are facing forward. Roll your shoulders back. That's it. And keep the chest lifted. And then just turning in just with your left foot, turning out with the right leg. Bringing the arms out to the sides. So we're going to exhale, going over into Trikonasana. So it's gliding over, let that hand come down, other hand is reaching up towards the ceiling. And then pushing down for your left foot and come all the way back up. Turn the feet back in, refresh the arms in the middle, and then over to the other side. So we turn in with the right, we turn out with the left, and then over into Trikonasana on that left-hand side. So we're easing over as we exhale. Let the hand come down, other arm is up. Okay, so press into the right, inhale as you come back up again. Turn the feet so they face forward and just refresh the arms. So we're going to go back over again onto the right side, this time with rock star arms. So we have that left foot turned in, right leg turned out. Inhale, lift, exhale as we ease over to the side. Let the arms just windmill round, looking up towards that top hand. And then we're looking 3 times. So we're rolling the arm back and forward and up. That's 1. And again, 2. And again, 3. On this one, pull all the way back up to standing. So turning back in, and then we're going over to the other side. So we turn in with the right, we turn out with the left. Inhale, lift, exhale as we ease over. Drop the hand down, arm is up. Okay, so we're dropping that hand round and up. That's 1, and again, that's 2, and again, that's 3, and bring yourself back up again. Turn so the feet are facing forward again. Bring the hands down onto the hips. Turn out now with the toes. So we're working more into goddess pose. So we're going to start so you can keep the hands onto the hips. Keep that really pulling up nice and strong, and then start to bend your knees. So knees want to be tracking in the same direction as your toes. Now place your hands onto your thighs. It's not really just to rest here. It's more just a case to help those inner thighs roll out to the outer thigh. So keep the chest lifted, your bum tucks in, and your shoulders are back. Bringing the hands together. So we're just going to take 3 breaths here. Okay, and then we drop the hands down and bringing the arms up. Slowly bringing the hands down. See if we can come down a little bit lower. And again. And again. Sit and hold here. Slowly now start to work to straighten out with the legs. Turn so the feet face forward. I thought I was very kind on that. The Wednesday warriors know we often do about 20 of those. So it's nice and kind, but we've still got a bit to go. Okay, so place your hands back onto your hips. Turn in with your left foot. Turn out with that right leg. So just bump the hips round so we're facing forward. Bend that front knee. Taking the arms up over the head. Then start to come forward. So hands come down to the floor. Pivot on that back foot. Taking that front leg back. So down into Chaturanga. Push over the toes, lifting up. Pull back. And all the way back up again into Ardha Mukha. From here, lifting up with the left leg again, bring it forward. So back again into Virabhadrasana 1. Open up to Virabhadrasana 2. Come all the way back up. Turn so the feet face forward. Refresh your arms. Turning now with the right foot. Turning out with the left leg. Turn so the arms are facing up and bend the knee. So we're back into Virabhadrasana 1, facing the other way on your mat this time. Bring the hands slowly down towards the floor. Ooh, a bit of a wobble. Pivot on the back foot. Stretch the leg back. So down into Chaturanga. Push over the toes. lifting up into Virabhadrasana. Pull back up into Ardha Mukha. Just step the feet in just a little way. Lift up with your right leg. Bring that leg through, taking it forward, up between the hands. Place that back foot down. So we're going to take our left arm coming all the way back up to Virabhadrasana 2 and coming back up and back into straight leg position. So feet facing forward, hands back onto the hips. Turn out again with the toes. Keep nice and tall, zipped right off. Hands onto the hips, bend your knees. Placing your hands together. So this time we're coming down, working the arms and the legs together. So we draw the hands down, and as we go wide, we're straightening up with the legs. So bringing the hands together. Exhale, bending the knees, coming down. Sink that a little bit lower. Okay, and then going round again. And then again. And up. Oh, if you can hear that, it's my knees. And then down. And up. We've got one more. We're just going to hold here. Okay, let the hands go down. And we'll come all the way up, straightening it with the legs, bringing the hands together, and then draw the hands in. Okay, so turn so the feet are facing forward. Bring the hands back onto the hips. Turn in with your left foot, turn out with your right leg. Bend the knee. Taking the arms up and bringing the hands all the way down to the floor. So last of our vinyasa, we're going to turn on that back foot, taking the front leg back. Slowly start to come down into Chaturanga, push the toes away, lifting up, and then pull back again. So we're back into Ardha Mukha. Now look to the front edge of your mat. You're going to jump and land with the legs crossed if we can. And then sit back. And you can roll back onto your backs. So like we did right at the very beginning, we're just going to have our legs in a crooked knee position. So from there, hands just down by your sides. So we're going to press down through the legs. Legs will be supercharged now after doing those. So we're going to press down, slowly start to lift the hips. You've done a lot of back bending with your upward facing dog poses. So the back should be nicely warmed up. So you can take it to whatever degree you like. So we're slowly coming up into the Setu Bandha and then releasing back down again. So slowly rolling, coming up and then back down. Now we can start to bring the arms into it as well. So we come up, taking the arms up over the head and then back down again. And again, coming up and over and back down. Now we start to bend the arms. So as we take the arms up over the head, we bring them so the hands go back round near the shoulders and then we come back down again. So we lift, the hands bend back and the hands push in and then we come back again. Now you can take this to whatever degree you want. So if being here is enough for you, then that's fine. You stay here. I have some fairly flexible ones pretty flexible ones in the class. So there's Abby who will be dying to get up there. Layla will be dying to get up there as well. So if you want to, taking the hands back and lift up into Virabhadrasana. So up into your crab pose. For the others, if you're happy just being at this level, then be here in Setu Bandha. Work on the form. It's not always necessary to go up. It's not a pose which I particularly favour for me. So I'm sticking with this. This is better form for me to be in this. So me and Suzanne will probably be joining me in this one. Oh, she may get up. She may get up. She may do it. Okay, so just whichever you feel you're able to do. There's no trophy at the end, is there? So it's just whatever feels right. Okay. So if you have managed to get up into Virabhadrasana, you can work 6 times. So you lift up, you come back down. You lift up, you come back down. Okay, so 6 times. So this is why we're still going just on with Setu Bandha, lifting up and rolling down. And we'll give you time then to get your 6 done. So even when we're lifting up into Setu Bandha, we're giving the whole of the spine here a really nice massage and just a nice loosening up. It's also loosening up right through the front of the body as well, just right into the top of the thighs. Okay, so making the one you're doing the last one. And slowly down. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to move around a little bit. I feel as if I'm under the shelf. Okay, so from here, we're just going to now bring our legs back into a crooked knee position. We're going to take our right leg over the left. For those that can wrap all the way around, then wrap round, then that's fine. If not, it's okay, it's fine as it is. Take your arms out to the sides, let the legs fall over to your left-hand side. So we'll feel a nice long stretch going through that right side of the body. Take a few breaths. And then we're back to the center. Change the crossover of the legs, true Kenny Everett style. And then we're going over to that right hand side. So when we go over to the right, we'll feel that stretch to the left side of the body. Okay, and then we come back to the center, uncross the legs. Take a little squeeze in towards the chest. So if we can kind of remember again where we were a little bit earlier on, just where we had the block in between the legs and we squeezed the legs together. And we came up, we were squeezing in, our arms were stretching out, we're squeezing. And then releasing back down. Now, for a last little kick on it, if we want it, you can take the legs over into Halasana. So it's stretching the legs back over the head. If you're not wanting to go there, then that's fine. We're only going to be holding there just briefly, just 1 or 2 breaths. So you can just stay down and prepare yourself ready for Shavasana. For those that are going up into it, and again, remember, if you're not used to doing this, it's maybe best to wait until you're in a class situation with a teacher that can check you out thoroughly to make sure that you're in the right place. You wouldn't go into it with any serious eye, ear, or neck problems. So otherwise, if you find to go into Halasana, I'm going to work from straight legs and take the legs straight up and over the head. So hands can catch onto the back. Feet straight down onto the floor, we can. Just going to take a couple of breaths here. And then releasing the hands down and slowly rolling and coming out of it. Okay, and bring the legs down slow and controlled. So once we're there, just take the legs a little bit wider. Let the arms either be at the side with a little bit of space underneath the armpit, or you can just bring the hands in, just rest them onto the belly. We can just close our eyes. So just get yourselves as comfortable as you can be. Now, I sometimes work with these cards in my classes, and I hand them out to people in the classes. Or they pick them and see what comes up for them. Obviously, that's not going to happen right now, so I'm going to pick a card for you, and that card then can take you into your Shavasana. So this is your card for your Shavasana. So I am totally in charge of my life now. I am totally in charge of my life. Hang on. Of my life now. Okay. So that's I'm just going to make sure that focuses on me again. Sorry. I just showed it that, and I got chowed at before because it didn't focus on me. That's focusing, I think. Yes, it is now. Right then. So I shall sit back down and hopefully it has still focused on me. Okay. So while you're lying down, your eyes are closed. Again, just thinking of the words that were on the card which was picked for you this evening. So even with the situation of lockdown and our lives being a little bit upside down at the moment, or a feeling of being upside down for some people, this goes back again to kind of the form that we were talking about, like our physical form. If we kind of take it more in the mindset and the formless, then we can just be however we want to be. So we can be happy, we can be content with the situation. So it's for us to decide. So the card is really quite apt and fitting. I am totally in charge of my life now. So make this situation the best that you want it to be, however you want it to be. So forget the form, forget this physical thing, which is often affected by what's going on out there, and kind of take it into the formless, bring it into the mindset. I am totally in charge of my life now. So just with your eyes closed, with the body relaxed, and just think on those words. Think of what those words actually mean to you. So believe it with every in-breath, with every out-breath. I am totally in charge of my life now. So just start now just to stir the body slightly. So not making any sudden movements, just keeping still nice soft movements. Just gently start to move your fingers over your mat, over the floor, over your clothes. So just being sensitive to the touch. Open your ears to any sounds. Just hear them as soft sounds. Swallow a couple of times, just bring back your sense of taste. And just being aware of where you are, how you feel. Open your eyes. And then over the next couple of breaths, just start to move and stretch. You can be quite vocal with your stretch, just to wake yourself up a little bit. And then join me back with sitting with the hands in the Anjali Mudra. Now once we're back sitting again, just close the eyes just for a moment longer. Bring thoughts back of your intention, the reason why you came. And bring the hands up over the crown. And slowly start to draw the hands down past the Ajna chakra, your intuitive center. Vishuddha, speak our truth and listen well. The Anahata, heart center, center for love and compassion. The Manipura, which gives us our will and our drive. Svadhisthana, new beginnings and change. Muladhara, strength and stability. And just bring the hands back to the Anahata chakra. And just bring to mind someone you feel could do with a little bit of help right now. And then dedicate the energy of your practice to them. Keep with the words, I am totally in charge of my life now. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And if you want to see more of the videos and things, if you press the subscribe button at the side, and there's a bell as well if you press that one, and that'll notify you of new videos and things that come up. And also you can just share it with everybody and anybody who you feel would benefit from it as well. Okay, thank you, and I shall see you on the next one. Okay, stay safe, everybody.